This program will take the input of an array and the string and mix it up to find the longest anagram. An anagram is something that's equal both ways. So BB would be equal on both ways because it goes to B. B, it's the same even if you read it backwards. So it's going to mix up all these letters to find the longest anagram. So it'll first make it an array, and so then it'll have variable number start as 0 and a hash start as nothing. It'll for loop through the array, and if I is in the hash, then it'll make it so it increments it, and if it's not in the hash, it'll make it 1. What this does is count how many times it sees each word, each letter. So if it's never seen it before, then it'll make it so it says it's seen it once. And if it's seen it before, it'll increment the counter by 1. So for example, if it's only seen it once and then sees it again, it'll increment it by 1, making it 2. And then it'll for loop through the hash, and number plus equal to hi divided by 2 times 2. So this is a bit complicated. However, basically what it does is it will add itself by hi, which is the amount of times it sees I, which is just whatever it's going through, divided by 2 would be, so for example, 4 divided by 2 would be 2 times 2. The reason it has divide by, so it doesn't make a decimal, it just makes a whole number. Now, so if number modulo 2 equal to 0, so what modulo does is it divides it by the number and gets the remainder. So if the remainder is 0 and hi modulo 2 is 1, which means an odd number like a, it'll increment it by 1 because it could go in the middle. So for example, if we just have an output real quick over here, if you went like this, 1, you could go like B, A, B. So even though A isn't an even number, which is normally needed for an anagram, because it's in the middle, it still works. So if it's an odd number and number modulo 2, and the length of number is an even number, then increment it by 1. It'll never go here again because that means it will no longer be an even number, so it only increments it by 1 once. And so every single time it sees an even number, it will add it by that. And then eventually it'll print what's been added, and so it prints the length of the longest one. It doesn't know what the longest anagram is, but it knows the length of it. In this case, it would be the anagram would be like this. It would be B K. It would be B K K A K K B. Because there's 2 B's, so it'll increment number by 2, the counter by 2, and then there's 4 K's, so it can increment it by 4 because it's an even number, and because there's only 1 A, and you can put the A in the middle, it'll increment the counter by 1, making it so the counter would be 7, and the longest anagram length is 7.